Waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. every night may seem normal after 65. But what if I told you it could be triggered by something as simple as the nuts you eat? Yes, even that healthy handful after dinner might be silently forcing your bladder to wake you up. As a doctor who works closely with older adults in India and the US, I've seen so many seniors suffer quietly from nighttime urination, never realizing their snack bowl was part of the problem. Today, I will show you the 5 nuts you should eat to support your bladder and 5 nuts you must avoid, especially after sunset. But before we begin, I would love to hear from you. Where are you watching from? And what time is it right now? Please type it in the comments. I truly look forward to knowing who you are and where you are on this journey. And if you find these health insights helpful, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and tap the bell icon so you never miss another tip made specially for elders like you. Let's begin. Why do we wake up to urinate after 60? Namaste, my dear elder. You may have noticed something changing in your body after you cross the age of 60. Perhaps it started slowly, waking up once at night to pass urine, then twice, and now maybe even 3 times before sunrise. And each time you wonder, is this just old age? Is this how it's going to be from now on? Let me tell you something important, something I've learned after many years of working with seniors from Lucknow to Kochi. Nighttime urination, also called nocturia, is not just a natural part of growing old. It is your body's gentle way of telling you that something inside needs attention, a small shift, a little support. Let's understand this together. Slowly, clearly, with kindness. Because once you understand what's happening inside your body, you'll see you still have the power to sleep peacefully again. 1. Vasopressin, the hormone that keeps you dry at night. You see, when we are younger, our body naturally produces a hormone called vasopressin during sleep. This hormone tells your kidneys, rest now, slow down, no need to make more urine while we sleep. Thanks to vasopressin, your body gently holds onto fluids, your bladder stays calm, and you sleep through the night without disturbance. But after the age of 60, the production of vasopressin starts to drop. It's not your fault. It is part of nature, part of aging. But the result is this: your kidneys don't get the message to slow down. They continue filtering and sending urine to the bladder even while your body is trying to rest. That's why so many elders, even those who drink very little water after 7 p.m., still wake up at 2 a.m. with an urgent need to go. The body is not broken, but the system is no longer working in perfect sync. 2. A weaker bladder that speaks too soon. There is another reason, my friend, and it sits quietly, just behind your lower belly, the bladder. In younger years, the bladder can comfortably hold 400 to 500 milliliters of urine before it feels full. But after 60, the nerves around the bladder become more sensitive. They start sending urgent signals to your brain even when there's just 150 milliliters inside, barely half a glass. And when that signal reaches your brain, the body believes it's time to wake up even if you're in deep sleep. It's not that your bladder is weak or damaged. It's just more talkative now, more alert to pressure. The muscles are also a little looser with age, especially in women who've had children or men with prostate swelling. So instead of feeling calm, your bladder sends a soft alarm. And once that habit forms, the cycle repeats every night. 3. Slower kidneys, slower digestion. But more, work at night. Now, let's talk about your kidneys, those two small but powerful organs that sit near your lower back. Their job is to filter waste, manage fluid, and help balance your blood pressure. But like every part of the body, they too slow down with age. During the day, they do their work quietly. But if you sit too long or don't walk enough, fluid starts to collect in your legs. You may not notice it, but the moment you lie down at night, that fluid moves back toward your kidneys. And what do the kidneys do? They say, "Oh, more fluid. Let me filter this." So they begin working again, right when you want to sleep. This is why elders who sit all day and don't move much in the morning often find their nights full of bathroom trips. It's not just about what you drink, it's about how you move during the day. A simple solution. A short walk in the morning, leg stretches while sitting, and light activity in the afternoon. It helps your body release fluid at the right time, not while you're sleeping. 4. Foods that quietly irritate your bladder. Now here's something very few people realize. Even if you drink water at the right time, your diet can still disturb your sleep. Certain foods, especially those eaten at dinner or after sunset, can gently irritate your bladder nerves. Those include tomatoes, pickles, citrus fruits, spicy chutneys, and even that strong masala chai at 8 p.m. Why? Because these foods can make your urine slightly more acidic. And acidic urine, when it touches an aging bladder lining, feels like heat on soft skin. The bladder becomes uncomfortable, not in pain, but in pressure. It sends signals to empty even when not full. I once met an elderly lady from Pune who said, "Doctor, I drink only 1 cup of ginger tea at night still. I wake up." We simply moved her tea to 5:30 p.m. and asked her to sip warm water instead at night. Within a week, her sleep became deeper and her mornings clearer. So yes, even a food that feels healthy may be a quiet trigger at the wrong time. Knowing what to eat and when can make all the difference. 5. It's not age, it's habit. And habits can be changed. My dear elder, this is the part I want you to remember most. Waking up to urinate at night is not just because you are old. It is mostly because of small habits that no one taught you to change after 60. How much water you drink, what time you eat dinner, whether you nap in the afternoon, if you sip tea at 9 p.m., or whether you go to the toilet just in case before bed, even when you don't feel the urge. These are not wrong habits. They are just unadjusted. Like wearing a wool sweater in the Chennai heat, it doesn't mean the sweater is bad, it just means the timing is off. And here's the hopeful part. Once you begin making even small shifts like adjusting your evening snack or walking a little more, the results can be powerful. Within days, your body begins to trust again. Your sleep stretches longer. Your mornings feel lighter. And you realize, I am not at the mercy of age. I am still in charge. 5 types of seeds you should eat to sleep. Good and reduce night urination. Pumpkin seeds, a small nut with big benefits for the prostate and peaceful sleep. My dear elder, sometimes the simplest foods around us carry the most powerful gifts, and pumpkin seeds are one such example. You may have seen them in your local kirana shop or perhaps inside the soft center of a ripe kadu during cooking. What many elders don't know is that these small green seeds are a quiet support system for your prostate health and your sleep. Especially after the age of 60, when the body becomes more sensitive, pumpkin seeds can play a gentle but important role. Let me explain why slowly and clearly, like a trusted family doctor would tell you. Pumpkin seeds are naturally rich in two minerals that older adults often lack: magnesium and zinc. Magnesium helps your muscles and nerves relax at night, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. Zinc, on the other hand, plays a key role in supporting your prostate gland, especially important for men who wake often to urinate. Together, these nutrients reduce nighttime urgency and allow your bladder to rest more calmly through the night. And it's not just about science, it's about how you feel each morning. Fewer trips to the bathroom mean deeper rest, less leg pain, and a clearer head after sunrise. You wake up lighter, steadier, and more ready for the small joys of your day. A morning prayer, your granddaughter's call, or a short walk to the market. Let me tell you about someone I met in Jaipur, Mr. Sharma, 71 years old, retired bank officer. He used to wake up 3 times every night feeling restless and worried something was wrong. His doctor said his prostate was slightly enlarged, nothing dangerous but enough to disturb sleep. Instead of strong medication, we tried a simple routine: 1 tablespoon of roasted pumpkin seeds at 5 p.m. every evening. Within 2 weeks, he started waking only once a night. After a month, he said, "Dr. Sahab, I sleep straight till 4 a.m. now. My legs don't feel heavy anymore." The key, my friend, is timing and quantity. Pumpkin seeds should be eaten in the evening, ideally between 4:30 and 6:00 p.m. A small amount, just 1 tablespoon or about 10 to 12 grams, is enough. You can roast them lightly at home without salt or masala, or grind them and sprinkle on your khichdi or dahi. Avoid taking them after 7 p.m., especially if your digestion is weak or you feel bloated easily. Some elders ask me, can women also eat these seeds? And the answer is absolutely yes. Pumpkin seeds support bone strength, blood sugar control, and even reduce inflammation in the bladder lining. They are helpful not just for men, but for any elder looking for a natural way to sleep more peacefully. So next time you open a kadu, don't throw away the seeds. Try them, roast them gently, and treat them as a small gift for your night's rest. Because sometimes healing doesn't come from medicine. It comes from a small seed, eaten at the right time with the right intention. And the best part, your body is still listening. It is waiting for you to care, gently, patiently, one seed at a time. Flax seeds. The tiny seeds that calm your bladder and support peaceful sleep. Namaste, dear elder. There are some foods so small and humble that we often overlook them, and flax seeds are exactly like that. You may have seen them in your daughter's kitchen shelf or sprinkled on a salad in a health magazine. But for those of us above 60, these tiny brown seeds can offer something far more valuable: calm nights and fewer trips to the toilet. Let me tell you why. Flax seeds are naturally rich in omega-3 fatty acids and something called lignans, both of which help reduce silent inflammation inside the body. After the age of 60, our tissues become more sensitive, especially the bladder, which can get irritated even without infection. This irritation doesn't always cause pain, but it creates urgency, that uncomfortable feeling that wakes you at 2 or 3 a.m. By reducing inflammation, flax seeds help soothe the bladder lining, allowing you to rest more deeply through the night. But there is more. Omega-3 also supports joint health, heart rhythm, and even mild mood issues that many elders face quietly but rarely talk about. It's like a natural oil for your entire system, softening stiffness, easing hidden discomfort, and bringing a little calm back into your evenings. Now, how do you take it and when? The answer is gently and with rhythm. Flax seeds should always be ground before eating. Otherwise, they pass through without being absorbed. Take half a teaspoon of ground flaxseed once or twice a day, either in the morning with warm water or in the evening mixed with dahi or soft khichdi. Avoid taking it after 8 p.m., especially if your digestion is weak as it's fibrous and may cause bloating in some elders. Let me share the story of Pushpa Maji from Ahmedabad. She is 69, living with a younger sister, and often felt embarrassed about waking up 3 times every night to urinate. Her granddaughter introduced her to ground flax seeds mixed with warm milk at 6 p.m. Within 10 days, Pushpa Maji said, "I slept 5 straight hours without needing to run to the bathroom. I feel lighter and calmer now." That small change gave her the courage to share her story, and now 3 other ladies in her colony have started the same routine. Flax seeds are safe for both men and women, and especially helpful for elders who want to avoid strong medication or sleep pills. But consistency is key. Take them daily for at least 3 weeks to notice the deeper effects. And one more thing, my friend, always store your ground flaxseed in an airtight jar away from sunlight. These seeds are delicate, and their oil can turn rancid if left open too long. Freshness matters when you're feeding your body with care. So the next time you think of what to eat in the evening, think simple, think natural, think flax. Because sometimes peace begins not in the bedroom, but in a spoon of warm ground seeds taken at the right time. Your body still listens. Your bladder still heals. And your sleep can still return gently, patiently, one seed at a time. Sesame seeds, a traditional Indian superfood for stronger kidneys, balanced hormones, and peaceful sleep. Namaste, my dear elder. There is a reason why our ancestors always kept a small jar of sesame seeds or till in the kitchen. These tiny seeds have been a part of Indian food and rituals for centuries. But beyond tradition, they carry quiet wisdom, especially for those of us who have crossed 60. You see, sesame seeds are not just flavorful, they are deeply nourishing, especially for aging bodies. They are rich in calcium, iron, magnesium, and natural plant-based fats. But what truly makes them special is their ability to support your kidneys, reduce silent inflammation, and gently help your hormones stay balanced. After 60, the kidneys become slower and the body begins to lose warmth and energy, especially in the early mornings. This is why many elders feel cold feet, low back pain, or wake up to urinate more often during the night. Sesame seeds, according to Ayurveda and modern nutrition, help tonify the kidneys, which means they restore gentle strength and warmth. They also contain sesamin, a compound that reduces internal inflammation, especially in the bladder and urinary tract. And for both men and women, sesame seeds support hormone balance, especially during menopause in women and andropause in men. They contain phytoestrogens, natural plant hormones that help regulate sleep, digestion, and mood. So if your sleep feels broken or your body feels dry and fatigued, sesame may be one small natural solution. Let me tell you about Lata Auntie from Nashik. She is 66, an old Kathak dancer who now spends her time teaching children and tending to her tulsi plant. She used to complain of frequent urination at night, light joint aches, and always feeling tired even after a full night's sleep. Her neighbor suggested something very simple: roast a tablespoon of black sesame seeds, mix it with half a teaspoon of jaggery, and eat it at 5 p.m. Within 2 weeks, Lata Auntie felt warmer in her lower back, her sleep deepened, and her night urination reduced from 3 times to just once. The best way to take sesame seeds is roasted, not raw. You can eat 1 teaspoon once a day, preferably between 4 and 6 p.m. when your digestion is strong, but your body is winding down. You can add it to roti atta sprinkle over khichdi or mix with jaggery for a homemade til laddu. Avoid eating too much at night, especially if you have acidity or weak digestion. For those with high blood pressure or weak bones, sesame seeds also provide magnesium and calcium, both needed for better balance and fewer falls. And unlike many medicines, they come without side effects, only warmth, comfort, and gentle nourishment. So, dear elder, don't underestimate this tiny seed. It may be small, but inside it lives a long legacy of strength, healing, and quiet balance. And sometimes 1 spoon of roasted till is all your body is asking for to rest a little better, to feel a little stronger, and to wake up with a little more hope. Almonds, the gentle nut that helps you sleep deeply and wake up refreshed. Namaste, dear elder. You may have heard your grandmother say, eat 2 badams every day, it's good for the brain. But what many people don't know is that almonds or badam are also a silent helper for your sleep. Especially after 60, when rest becomes lighter and nights more restless, almonds offer a quiet kind of support. Almonds contain natural melatonin, the same hormone your body once made in large amounts to fall asleep easily. After 60, melatonin levels drop, and that's why even after lying down, sleep takes longer to come. And if you do fall asleep, you may wake up often feeling as though the body never truly rested. Almonds, with their light, natural melatonin, help your brain settle into deeper, longer sleep, the kind that heals from within. They are also rich in gentle plant-based protein, which keeps your blood sugar steady through the night. This is especially important for elders with diabetes, or for those who wake at 3 a.m. feeling lightheaded or slightly anxious. A steady sugar level means the brain stays calm and the bladder doesn't feel triggered unnecessarily. That 1 small nut taken at the right time helps both the mind and the body find peace. Let me tell you about Uncle Naresh from Amritsar. He is 72 years old and a retired school principal, still very sharp but struggling with frequent awakenings at night. He would sleep at 10 p.m. only to wake up at 1 a.m., 3 a.m. and again at 5. He tried walking more, cutting tea, even reducing water, but the broken sleep continued. Then we made a simple change, soaked 2 almonds in warm water during the day, peeled and ate them slowly at 6:30 p.m. Within 2 weeks, he called to say, "Beta, I slept from 10 to 4 without opening my eyes. I had forgotten what that felt like." So how can you take almonds correctly? Always soak them for at least 6 to 8 hours, then peel before eating it. Makes digestion easier and nutrients more available. Start with 2 to 3 almonds in the evening around 6 to 7 p.m., not too close to bedtime. You can eat them plain or mix into a warm glass of haldi doodh, but avoid adding too much sugar or salt. If you have gas or acidity, eat with a piece of banana or papaya to soothe the stomach. And always chew. Well, almonds are dense, and proper chewing helps with smooth digestion and calm sleep. Dear elder, when your sleep improves, everything improves: your memory, your energy, even your mood in the morning. And sometimes the path to deeper sleep doesn't begin in a pharmacy. It begins with 2 soaked badams on a quiet evening. Your body still remembers how to rest. You only need to give it the right signal and a little help from nature. Poppy seeds. the ancient Ayurvedic secret for calming your bladder and soothing your sleep. Namaste, dear elder. In many Indian kitchens, hidden inside a small steel dabba, lies a quiet remedy used for centuries, couscous or poppy seeds. You may remember your mother adding it to korma or mixing it in warm milk during winters. But few realize how powerful these seeds are, especially after the age of 60, when the body starts to speak more softly and the nights become more restless. According to Ayurveda, couscous carries sheetal properties, meaning it cools the nervous system and calms overactive organs. For seniors struggling with frequent urination at night, it gently relaxes the bladder and reduces irritation. The result is fewer signals being sent to your brain at midnight and more hours of uninterrupted rest. And unlike strong medicines, couscous works in harmony with the body, quietly, patiently, without creating dependency. But the benefits go beyond the bladder. Poppy seeds also soothe the vata dosha, which increases with age and brings dryness, anxiety, and light sleep. That's why so many elders feel tired. Even after a full night's rest, the mind remains unsettled, the nerves overworked. Couscous acts like a natural sedative, not by force, but by restoring balance to your body's natural rhythm. Let me tell you about someone special, Mr. Agavan from Trichy, a 74-year-old retired railway clerk. He would wake up at least 4 times every night to urinate, each time feeling cold and restless. He tried warm blankets, sleeping pills, even herbal teas, but nothing gave him steady sleep. Then his nephew suggested an old family remedy: boil 1 cup of milk, add 1 teaspoon of ground coos, a pinch of nutmeg, and drink it at 8 p.m. Within 10 days, Mr. Agavan was waking up only once a night, and his wife said, "I haven't seen him sleep this peacefully in years." So how can you use couscous at home? Start with half to 1 teaspoon per day, lightly roasted and ground for better absorption. Mix into warm milk, khichdi, or even laddus, but avoid taking it too close to bedtime. Around 7:30 to 8 p.m. is ideal. Always use in moderation, especially if you are on medications or blood thinners, and speak to your doctor if unsure. And remember, couscous is not about instant change. It's about consistent care, a way of telling your body, "I hear you, I'm helping you rest now." So if your nights have become noisy with constant trips to the bathroom, give this age-old seed a chance. It may be small, but inside it lives the wisdom of generations to quiet the nerves, calm the bladder, and invite back the deep healing sleep your body still deserves. 5 types of nuts to avoid if eaten at the wrong time. Cashew nuts, tasty but troubling. Why elders should be careful after sunset. Namaste, dear elder. Among all the dry fruits we enjoy in India, kaju or cashew nuts hold a special place in the heart. They remind us of celebration sweets during Diwali and rich gravies in festive meals. But after the age of 60, our body changes, and some foods that once felt harmless begin to behave differently inside. Cashews, though delicious, are dense in fat and slightly acidic in nature. They are also hard to digest, especially in the evening when the digestive fire, or Agni as Ayurveda calls it, begins to slow down. If eaten late, they often cause bloating, gas, and a heavy feeling in the lower belly. And this pressure can quietly push against the bladder, creating false urgency to urinate, especially between 1 and 4 a.m. It's not that cashews are bad. They are full of good fats and nutrients, but they are best suited for younger digestion or morning hours. For older adults, especially those facing nighttime urination, cashews can become an unspoken culprit hidden in the evening snack bowl or inside that soft kaju katli after dinner. Let me tell you about Meenakshi auntie from Coimbatore. She is 68 graceful and lives with her son's family. Every night around 3 a.m. she would wake up feeling pressure in her lower stomach, sometimes to urinate, sometimes just to walk around. She believed it was due to aging and even started cutting back water. But then, during a simple food diary review, we noticed she had a habit of eating a small bowl of roasted kaju after dinner as a comfort before bed. When we removed the cashews and replaced them with a teaspoon of roasted pumpkin seeds at 6 p.m., her bloating reduced within days. And by the second week, she reported waking up just once, sometimes not at all. I thought it was my bladder, she said. But it was just this one change. I sleep better now. So what can you do if you love kaju? First, avoid eating them after 6 p.m., especially if you feel bloated or heavy after meals. If you really enjoy the taste, have 2 to 3 pieces in the morning with soaked raisins or banana, not alone. And always chew them well or lightly roast to aid digestion. For evening snacks, try alternatives that are lighter, less acidic, and bladder-friendly. Roasted makana pumpkin seeds or even a slice of papaya can satisfy the taste without disturbing your night. Dear elder, sometimes the foods we enjoy most carry hidden messages. Your body is not punishing you, it's trying to speak. And once we learn to listen, even one small change like moving kaju to morning can bring peace back into your nights. Because restful sleep is not a luxury. It is something your body still remembers and still deserves. Pistachios. Tasty, salty, and sometimes sneaky. What elders should know about this evening. Snack Namaste, dear elder. Among all the dry fruits we keep for guests or evening tea, pista or pistachios are often the favorite. Their crunch, their color, and their slightly salty flavor make them feel light and harmless. But after the age of 60, the same pista, especially when salted, can quietly disturb your body's rest and rhythm. Most of the pistachios sold in India are roasted with salt, sometimes a lot more than we realize. This extra salt may seem mild to the tongue, but once inside the body, it does something important. It tells your kidneys to wake up to filter more water, to manage the extra sodium, and to keep the blood pressure stable. And unfortunately, much of this kidney activity happens at night when your body is meant to be resting. What happens next is what many elders experience, waking up at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. to pass urine even when they drank very little water. It's not your fault. You did not eat anything wrong. But the timing and salt content of that small handful of pista may be the reason. Especially when eaten after dinner, they act like a silent alarm clock, pushing the kidneys to stay active when they should be asleep. Let me tell you about a real person, Mr. Vinod from Bhopal, age 70, a retired LIC officer and proud grandfather. Every night, he would sit on the balcony with his grandson, sharing stories and a small bowl of salted pista around 8 p.m. It was their bonding time, full of joy. But later at night, Vinodji would wake up twice, sometimes even thrice, for urgent urination. At first, he blamed it on his age, even stopped drinking tea after 6 p.m. But nothing changed. During one checkup, he casually mentioned his evening snacking habit. We suggested a small change: remove salted pista completely for 2 weeks and replace with unsalted roasted makana or 2 soaked almonds at 6 p.m. The result was beautiful. He called to say, "I slept from 10 till 4. No bathroom trips, no restlessness, just peace. And I still sit with my grandson now with Makana. So what can you do? Dear elder, if you love pistachios, first choose unsalted pista, easily available in dry fruit shops and online. Second, eat them in the morning or early afternoon when your kidneys are active and ready. And limit the quantity to 5 to 6 pieces a day, not more, especially if you have high blood pressure or leg swelling. Salted dry fruits may seem small, but they carry hidden work for your body. Your kidneys are like quiet night workers, they don't complain, but they do need rest. And your sleep is precious. A small change in snack choice can protect it. So yes, enjoy your pista, but enjoy them at the right time in the right way. Your bladder will thank you, and your sleep will slowly return like an old friend who was just waiting to be invited back in. Melon seeds, cooling but confusing. A quiet cause behind frequent night. Urination. Namaste, dear elder. In many Indian homes, especially during summer or festival time, magas or melon seeds are considered light sattvic and nourishing. They are often sprinkled over sweets added to chutneys or roasted for a crunchy evening snack. But what most elders don't realize is that these tiny seeds, though cooling in nature, may quietly disturb your body's nighttime balance. Melon seeds are high in water content and have a cooling effect on the body known in Ayurveda as Sheetal Guna. This cooling nature may seem helpful in hot weather, but after 60, when digestion becomes weaker and the body's warmth reduces, it may cause subtle issues. Eating too many melon seeds in the evening can lead to a chill in the stomach, resulting in loose bowels, abdominal bloating, or even a cold feeling in the bladder. And when your bladder feels even slightly irritated, it sends signals to empty again and again, especially at night. This leads to a common issue many seniors face, silently waking up 2 or 3 times to urinate even when the bladder is not full. The cause is not always tea or excess water. Sometimes it's hidden in your light evening snack of magas mix or panjiri before bed. Let me share a real story. Auntie Rekha from Jodhpur, age 67, retired post office worker and proud grandmother of 4. She enjoyed a bowl of roasted magas and sunflower seeds every evening around 8 p.m., thinking it was healthier than biscuits. But slowly, she began waking up at night with cold feet, slight cramps, and the need to visit the bathroom 2 or 3 times. She felt confused. Her diet was light, her water intake low, and yet her nights were disturbed. During a simple conversation, she mentioned her seed snack habit. We made one small adjustment, removed melon seeds entirely, and replaced them with lightly roasted sesame and poppy seeds taken at 6:30 p.m. Within just 1 week, her sleep became longer and deeper. I thought I was doing the right thing, she said. But now I understand even good things must match the body's needs. So what can you do if you like seeds but suffer from broken sleep? Avoid melon seeds after 5 p.m., especially in cooler seasons or if you often feel cold or gassy. If you wish to eat them, do so in the first half of the day, mix them into breakfast porridge or sprinkle on a salad at lunch. And keep the portion small. 1 teaspoon is enough, especially when taken alone. Instead of magas at night, choose warming seeds like till or a small amount of roasted methi powder with warm milk. These support digestion and help your bladder feel calmer. Dear elder, remember, your body is not rejecting food. It is simply asking you to eat with awareness, with timing, and with care. And sometimes a small bowl of the wrong seed at night is all it takes to rob you of deep sleep. But the beauty is it can be reversed. One change, one new habit, one peaceful night, and your confidence returns. Yes, your bladder still listens. And yes, your sleep can still heal. Peanuts, familiar and filling, but quietly behind your nighttime. Urges, Namaste, dear elder. For many of us, mungfali or peanuts are more than just a snack. They remind us of winter afternoons, paper cones sold outside railway stations, and quiet moments with warm chai. But after the age of 60, our digestion becomes more delicate, and even foods from our childhood may begin to act differently inside the body. Peanuts are heavy and oily by nature, and while they are full of protein and energy, they are also known to cause gas and bloating. This may not have troubled you earlier, but as the digestive fire slows down with age, peanuts become harder to process. When eaten in the evening or close to bedtime, they can lead to chest heaviness, abdominal fullness, and silent gas build up in the intestines. This pressure, though mild, presses on the nearby bladder, and your body mistakes it as an urge to urinate. That's why many elders, even after drinking little water, find themselves waking up at 2 or 3 a.m., not because the bladder is full, but because it feels compressed. This sensation is often missed or misunderstood. You may think, I didn't drink much then. Why am I still getting up? Sometimes the answer is not the water, but the peanuts in your 8 p.m. snack. Let me tell you about Dinesh Bhai from Vadodara. He is 71 years old, lives with his wife, and enjoys evening news with a small bowl of salted roasted peanuts. He believed it was a healthy habit, better than sweets or biscuits, and continued the routine daily. But soon he began waking twice at night to urinate. He thought it was prostate trouble and even started cutting back fluids, but the problem remained. During one routine conversation, his daughter-in-law mentioned the peanut habit. We gently suggested a change, shift the peanuts to afternoon, and instead have roasted foxnuts makhana with a pinch of turmeric at 6:30 p.m. Within 10 days, Dinesh Bhai started sleeping from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. without interruption. He said, I never thought something so small could affect my bladder. I feel light now, and my sleep is peaceful again. So what should you do if you love mungfali? Eat them in the first half of the day, ideally with breakfast or lunch when your digestion is strongest. Avoid salted or spicy versions at night and limit the amount to a small fist, not more than 10 to 12 nuts at a time. If you feel gassy or bloated after peanuts, try chewing a few fennel seeds, saunf, or drinking warm jeera water. And if you're looking for a nighttime snack, go for bladder-friendly options, a small banana, a few soaked almonds, or a teaspoon of roasted sesame seeds. These are easier on digestion and will not press on the bladder when you lie down. Dear elder, your body is not angry. It is only responding to the small things we do each day. And when we begin to notice these patterns with love and awareness, healing becomes simple. Even a small change, like moving your peanuts to the afternoon, may bring you the restful night you've been missing. Yes, your sleep still belongs to you. All it needs is your quiet attention and one small decision at a time. Trail mix. Colorful, crunchy, and sometimes confusing. How this popular snack affects your nighttime urination. Namaste, dear elder. In recent years, many of us have been told that trail mix, the colorful mixture of dry fruit seeds and raisins, is a healthy snack. You may have even replaced your biscuits or fried snacks with this mix, thinking it was better for your heart and sugar levels. And yes, in many ways, trail mix is healthier, but only when it matches your body's needs, especially after 60. You see, most trail mixes sold in stores or gifted during festivals contain salted nuts and sweetened raisins. The salt is added for taste, and the raisins to give a little sweetness, but together they may create hidden trouble for your bladder. Raisins are high in natural sugar and can ferment slightly in the gut, creating mild gas and acidity. Salt, especially from roasted nuts like cashews and pistachios, increases thirst and puts pressure on the kidneys. Now, imagine this mix being eaten at 8 p.m. in front of the TV or with a late cup of herbal tea. Your stomach feels light, but inside your bladder and kidneys are suddenly alert, working overtime just when your body is trying to relax. This can lead to increased urine production, bladder irritation, and yes, waking up once, twice, even 3 times to pass urine at night. Let me share the story of Savita Maji from Udaipur. She is 70, graceful and soft-spoken, and recently moved in with her daughter after her husband passed away. To help her adjust, her daughter gave her a beautiful box of trail mix almonds, raisins, sunflower seeds, and salted pumpkin seeds. Every evening around 7:30 p.m., Savita Maji would eat a handful thinking, "This is healthy and light." But within 2 weeks, her peaceful sleep started breaking. She began waking up at 2 a.m. and again at 4 a.m. with mild urgency but very little urine. She also felt slightly bloated in the lower belly, which she thought was just gas. After a gentle consultation, we removed the trail mix and replaced it with a few soaked almonds and a pinch of roasted poppy seeds in warm milk at 6:30 p.m. Within 1 week, she said, "My bladder feels calmer. I sleep deeper. I didn't know my evening snack was affecting my night so much." So what's the lesson here, dear elder? It's not that trail mix is bad, it just needs to be adjusted. Avoid pre-packaged mixes with salted nuts and sweetened dried fruits, especially after 6 p.m. If you like dry fruits, have them plain and soaked during the morning or lunchtime when your digestion is strongest. Stick to 3 to 5 nuts or seeds, not a full handful, and always chew slowly. For the evening, choose warm, calming foods that relax your bladder instead of exciting it. Roasted sesame, a few macanas, or a glass of turmeric milk are far better companions for restful sleep. Dear elder, sometimes the most modern snacks need the most traditional wisdom to balance them. You don't need to give up dry fruits, just change how and when you take them. Because your body is still listening. And one quiet change made with care can bring back the deep sleep you thought was lost forever. When should you eat nuts to avoid nighttime urination? The right time matters more than you think. Namaste, my dear elder. You already know that certain nuts can help your body sleep better and calm the bladder. But today, I want to ask you something different. Have you ever thought about when you eat these nuts? You see, after the age of 60, our body no longer behaves like it did in younger years. Digestion slows down, the bladder becomes more sensitive, sleep becomes lighter. And even the healthiest food, if taken at the wrong time, may disturb your body's rhythm, especially at night. Today, I will walk with you through 4 simple truths. Truths about timing, about your internal clock, and about how a small habit shift can bring deep, restful sleep. Because sometimes it's not just what you eat, But when you eat, that makes all the difference. Let us begin. 1. Eat most nuts in the morning. When your digestion is strongest. The first thing to remember is this: your digestion is like the sun. It is strongest when the sun is highest between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. This is the time when your body can handle heavier, richer foods with ease, including most nuts. Eating nuts in the morning helps your body absorb their full nutrition, the healthy fats, proteins, magnesium, and antioxidants. And because your body is moving, walking, and sitting upright during the day, the pressure on your bladder is low. There is enough time for the food to pass, for water to be processed, and for the bladder to empty gently. Let me share the story of Ramesh uncle from Nagpur. He used to eat 5 soaked almonds and 3 walnuts every night at 9 p.m. thinking it would help him sleep. But instead, he kept waking up with bloating and the urge to urinate twice each night. We made one simple change: moved the nuts to breakfast along with his poha and chai. Within a week, his sleep became deeper and the feeling of heaviness disappeared. Morning is the safest time for energy-rich nuts like almonds, walnuts, and even a few cashews, provided you chew them well or soak them. 2. Eat sleep-friendly nuts between 5 and 6 p.m. Now, some nuts like poppy seeds, sesame, and even soaked almonds are known to promote calmness and better sleep. These nuts are rich in magnesium, tryptophan, and natural melatonin nutrients that help relax your nerves and prepare the body for rest. But even these should not be taken too close to bedtime. The ideal time is between 5 and 6 p.m. when your body is slowing down, but digestion is still active. This gentle window supports both absorption and sleep without overburdening the kidneys or bladder. I remember Mera auntie from Mysore who loved her till laddu after dinner. She used to wake up at 3 a.m. thinking it was age-related bladder issues. When we shifted her till intake to 5:30 p.m. with warm haldi milk, her sleep stretched from 10 to 4 without interruption. So if you're using nuts to calm your body, take them like a soft goodbye to the day, not a final heavy meal. 3. Avoid eating any nuts after 7 p.m., especially water-rich or stimulating ones. This is where most elders, even the health-conscious ones, make a mistake. After dinner, when we feel like chewing something light, we often reach for trail mix peanuts or salted dry fruits. But eating nuts, especially those rich in salt, acid, or oil after 7 p.m., can silently trigger nighttime urination. Why? Because after sunset, the kidneys begin slowing down, preparing for rest. But if you feed them with salty pistachios, melon seeds, or cashews, they get reactivated. These nuts can stimulate thirst, cause bloating, and make the bladder more irritable during sleep. Even raisins, often found in trail mixes, are sugary and slightly ferment in the gut, pressing on the bladder wall. Let me tell you about Firoz Bhai from Hyderabad. He loved munching on dry fruit mix while watching cricket, especially salted pista and kishmish. He thought it was better than samosas, and yes, it was, but still not ideal for 8 p.m. We simply asked him to move the snack to 3:30 p.m. and offered him 2 poppy seed biscuits in the evening instead. Within 10 days, his nighttime bathroom visits dropped by half. So please, my dear friend, treat your 7 p.m. like a soft closing time for digestion. Let the body wind down, not gear up again. 4. If you drink nut milk, take it before 6 p.m. and keep it plain. Nut milk, like almond milk or cashew milk, has become quite popular these days. Many elders are trying to avoid dairy and are switching to plant-based options, which is a good step when guided properly. But here too, timing is key. Nut milk, especially when homemade, is thick and nutrient-rich. It is good for sleep when taken warm, but only if taken before 6 p.m. If consumed too late, it may create heaviness or even acidity, disturbing both the stomach and bladder. And one more important thing, avoid adding sugar jaggery or cocoa to nut milk at night. These ingredients, though tasty, stimulate the nervous system and may increase bladder sensitivity. Keep it simple. A pinch of turmeric or cardamom is enough for taste and calmness. I once met Asha Maji from Pune who drank warm almond milk with jaggery every night at 9 p.m. She thought it was her night tonic. But after gently shifting it to 5:45 p.m. and skipping the jaggery, she began sleeping like she used to 20 years ago. Remember, even good foods need the right clock. So my dear elder, we have spoken today about something small, just a few nuts, but also something very important. Because when taken at the right time in the right way, even these tiny seeds can bring back peaceful nights and light mornings. Sometimes better health is not about big changes. It is about small shifts done with care and awareness. But remember, if you are dealing with specific health issues like diabetes, prostate problems, or kidney conditions, please do speak with your doctor. Your body is unique and personalized guidance will always be the safest and most loving step. These tips are shared for general awareness. If you're facing any health challenges, be sure to check with your doctor before trying anything new. Now, I would love to hear from you. What was your biggest takeaway from this video? If you found this helpful, simply type 1 in the comments that tells me you are walking this path with me. If you feel this topic wasn't useful for you, you can type 0 so I can improve and serve you better next time. And if you feel this video might help someone you care about, a neighbor, a cousin, or a friend, please share it with them. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and press the little bell icon so you never miss another message made specially for elders like you. Until we meet again, take care of yourself. Gently, patiently, one wise step at a time. Namaste.